The Arawak are a group of indigenous peoples of South America and historically of the Caribbean. Specifically, the term Arawak has been applied at various times to the Lokono of South America and the Taíno, who historically lived in the Greater Antilles and northern Lesser Antilles in the Caribbean, all of whom spoke related Arawakan languages. Name: the term Arawak originally applied specifically to the South American group who self-identified as Arawak Lokono. The language: the Arawak language gives its name to the Arawakan language family. Arawakan speakers in the Caribbean were also historically known as the Taíno, a term meaning good or noble that some islanders used to distinguish the group from the neighboring island Caribs. In 1871, ethnologist Daniel Garrison Brinton proposed calling the Caribbean populace Island Arawak due to the cultural and linguistic similarities with the mainland Arawak. Subsequent scholars shortened this convention to Arawak, creating confusion between the island and mainland groups. In the 20th century, scholars such as Irving Rouse resumed using Taíno for the Caribbean group to emphasize the distinct culture and language. Hello Man. History: the Arawakan languages may have emerged in the Orinoco River Valley. They subsequently spread widely, becoming by far the most widely spread language family in South America at the time of European contact, with speakers located in various areas along the Orinoco and Amazon rivers and the tributaries. The group that self-identified as the Arawak, also known as the Lokono, settled the coastal areas of what is now Jamaica, Guyana, Suriname, Curaçao, French Guiana, and parts of the island of Trinidad and Tobago. At some point, the Arawakan-speaking Taíno culture emerged in the Caribbean. Two major models have been presented to account for the arrival of Taíno ancestors in the islands. The Circum-Caribbean model suggests an origin in the Colombian Andes, while the Amazonian model supports an origin in the Amazon basin, where the Arawakan languages developed. The Taíno were among the first American people to encounter Europeans when Christopher Columbus visited multiple islands and chiefdoms on his first voyage. It was at this time they experienced European colonization, and the population declined precipitously as a result. Suffering from war, disease, and slavery, the Taíno population had declined to a few thousand by 1519, and by the end of the century, they had disappeared as a distinct ethnic group. Taíno influence has survived even until today, though, as can be seen in the religions, languages, and music of Caribbean cultures. The Lokono and other South American groups resisted colonization for a longer period, and the Spanish remained unable to subdue them throughout the 16th century. In the early 17th century, they allied with the Spanish against the neighboring Colina, who allied with the English and Dutch. The Lokono benefited from trade with European powers into the early 19th century, but suffered thereafter from economic and social changes in the region, including the end of the plantation economy. The population declined until the 20th century, when it began to increase again. Modern population and descendants. The Taíno have been extinct as a distinct population since the 16th century, though many people in the Caribbean have Taíno ancestry. A 2003 mitochondrial DNA study under the Taíno Genome Project determined that 62% of people in Puerto Rico have direct line maternal ancestry to Taíno Arawakan ancestors. There are about 10,000 Lokono living primarily in the coastal areas of Venezuela, Guyana, Suriname, and French Guiana, and many more Lokono descendants throughout the region. Unlike many indigenous groups in South America, the Lokono population is growing. Arawak people. John P. Bennett, first Amerindian ordained as an Anglican's priest in Guyana, linguist and author of an Arawak English dictionary. Stephen Campbell, first Amerindian Member of Parliament in Guyana. George Simon, artist and archaeologist from Guyana. Bibliography. Jesse C. The Amerindians in St. Lucia, St. Lucia Archaeological and Historical Society. Havizer, J.B. Wilson, S.M. Settlement Strategies in the Early Ceramic Age, in the Indigenous People of the Caribbean, Gainesville, Florida, University Press. Hoffman, C.L. The Native Population of Pre-Columbian Saba, Part 1, Pottery Styles and Their Interpretations, Leiden, University of Leiden. Havizer, J.B. Amerindian Cultural Geography on Curaçao, Leiden, Faculty of Archaeology, Leiden University. Handler, Jerome S. Amerindians and Their Contributions to Barbadian Life in the 17th Century. The Journal of the Barbados Museum and Historical Society. No. 3. Barbados Museum and Historical Society. 33 to 189-210. Joseph P. Musea, C. Selma, L'Homme Amérindien dans son environnement in les civilisations amérindiennes des Petites Antilles, Fort-de-France, Départemental d'Archéologie Précolombienne et de Préhistoire. Bullen, Ripley P. Barbados and the Archaeology of the Caribbean, The Journal of the Barbados Museum and Historical Society. 32. Hark, William G. A Comparison of Arawak Sites in the Lesser Antilles, Fort-de-France. Proceedings of the First International Congress on Pre-Columbian Cultures of the Lesser Antilles, pp. 111 to 136. Deutsche Pressagente. Archaeologist studies signs of ancient civilization in Amazon Basin. Science and Nature. M. and Amp. C. 8 February 2010. Web. 29 May 2011. Hill, Jonathan David. Santos Granaro, Fernando. Comparative Arawakan Histories, Rethinking Language, Family and Culture or Area in Amazonia, University of Illinois Press, ISBN 0252073843. Retrieved 16 June 2014. Olson, James Stewart. The Indians of Central and South America, An Ethno-Historical Dictionary, Greenwood, ISBN 0313263876. Retrieved 16 June 2014. Rouse, Irving. The Taínos. Yale University Press, ISBN 0300051816. Retrieved 16 June 2014.